Hello and welcome to the daily study of the Way of Mastery. Today we continue with Lesson 1, The Way That Calls You Home, and Section 2, The First Step in Awakening. And we're going to look at paragraph 9 here, where Jeshua says, "It is a way in which you will come to cultivate, regardless of your inner experience or degree of awakening, the willingness and the art of returning to the simplicity of empty-headedness and not knowingness with each and every breath. It is a way of life in which all things and all events become an aspect of your meditation and your prayer, until there is established once again within you the truth that is true always. Not my will, but thine be done. For of myself I do nothing, but the Father does all things through me." So let's look at this paragraph here. Jeshua says it's a way, he's talking about the way of the heart, that you will come to cultivate. So it'll grow within you. So be patient with yourself. In time, it feels like a process. The willingness and the art. So all it takes is a willingness. We just have to want to. We don't have to know how to. We just have to want to. And then allow God, Spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call it, to meet us and to provide for us. And it's an art. It's not a science. There's no 5 guaranteed steps towards awakening. It's an art. It's really using each specific situation as it comes to you as an opportunity for opening your heart and an opportunity for empty-headedness and not knowingness. And empty-headedness and not knowingness, we can think that empty-headedness might mean stupidness, that we're not utilizing our brain. But how often do we get in our own way through our personal thinking, through our strategizing, through our planning, through our trying to predict the future, through our analyzing? And so we're full with thoughts, we're full with ideas, versus having the spaciousness within our consciousness for the ideas from the mind of God to come in, the inspirations, right? So many of our best ideas and so many of the solutions to our quote unquote problems come when we're washing the dishes or taking a shower or kind of driving mindlessly, because our thinking is not so dominant. And not knowingness. And later in the course, it'll talk about knowing versus thinking, that the brain thinks and the heart knows. And so when it says not knowingness here, it's really, Jeshua is really referring to our thinking, our need for our brain to know everything. If I know everything, then I'll make the best decisions that'll keep me safe or make me happy, right? And this is an invitation to be in the unknown and let that be okay. It's a way, the way of the heart is a way of life in which all things and all events are an aspect of your meditation and your prayer. So everything in our life experience, from the second we wake up and probably even in our dream state, but all of it, everything is there as opportunities for us to claim truth, to know who we are, as aspects, as rays from the sun of the divine, right? Imagine if that was your whole life. Like, if you can imagine that was the life of Jesus, of Jeshua, that like he just had this knowing and this unwavering conviction and faith, and where he was a total instrument for the divine to speak through him, to move through him, to put him in situations where he was needed and the love of God is needed. Like, that's you too. Don't underestimate that. Don't underestimate who and what you are and your power in any moment to be like, how can I be the presence of love here? I don't know what it looks like in this situation where this person just cut me off, or there's a car accident on the side of the road. Maybe being the presence of love is just sending blessings and love and good thoughts to the people that were involved in the accident, right? So our brain tries to understand, but the heart knows. And he says, until there is established once again. We're remembering, we're not discovering something new. It's being established once again within our consciousness, the truth that's true always, which is not my will, but thine will be done. For of myself I do nothing, but the Father, the Mother, does all things through me. Now our ego, our brain, our personal identification hates this. What do you mean I do nothing? Aren't the good things that I do, isn't that count? So But we're coming from a different identification there. When we are selfless, when we are centered in our heart, when we are not strategizing and planning, but when we are in the moment asking to be the presence of love, we are servants of love. And yes, it's very practical. You'll say the thing that needs to be said. You don't have to worry about what's the perfect loving thing to say. You'll just say it. You won't have to worry about what is the perfect loving right thing to do in this situation. You'll just do it. Like, you can trust yourself. So it's not about my will and what I think it should look like, trying to control and manipulate situations and people and relationships and outcomes, but trusting, because I know that there is only one, there is only God. So anything that is unfolding is within the ocean of love. It's all okay. It's just my mind that can't see it, because my mind is so limited. My mind is so limited in my identification as a separate being from the all that is. And of myself, I do nothing. Whenever I try to do stuff in my life, try and make things happen, like, it just never works out. It doesn't, because it's usually coming from me trying to make something happen out of a fear, honestly, even if it's validation. If I'm trying to do something to make me feel validated, validation is just a fear that I'm not enough. If I'm trying to do something to get something, it's a fear of lack. It's not trusting. If I'm trying to force something that the timing's not right, it's a fear. So when I try and do something, it's always from fear if I'm identifying with that small self. When I get out of my way and I identify with my Christ nature, the loving energy that loved me into existence, I can be that vessel. Again, I can trust whatever's in front of me and allow the Father, the Mother, the Source, whatever word works for you, to do all things through me. This takes all the pressure off of having to get things right, not wanting to make mistakes. Like, this is a message of freedom and empowerment. And we're just going to continue to repeat this over and over and over again until that's all you think about. It's the only way that you think. That's what one of the blessings, honestly, of teaching this, of sharing this in these daily, like, I'm talking and thinking about this daily, not just on these podcasts, but throughout the day now, because I'm swimming in this ocean, and you're being invited too. I love you. Have a great day. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.